All right, everybody. Joey Nohana here. Anthony Crusoe.
Yo.
So, it's the final. It's the final show here for the G1 CLIMAX, number 27. We've come to the big finale here. It is at the climax part of the G1.
Boo.
So it's been a long journey for the both of us. I don't know what I'm gonna do from now on. You know, wake up and I don't know, go to the gym finally, because I've just been getting up and watching wrestling, and then going to work, and then watching some more wrestling.
Hard life, man.
Lord
Hard life.
mercy.
Well, we have like almost a whole month off from New Japan, because the first Destruction show isn't until September 10th.
That's true. But don't forget, we also have the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, but that'll be so much more digestible.
Yeah, it will be. It's not the G1. The G1 was like every day. And when there was a day off, we felt like we had a day off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have all this free time now. I've got 5 more hours before work to do stuff with. So we got the final 2 shows here for the A block and the B block. And then, of course, the finals. And all of this has wrapped up already, but we have yet to review it. But overall, I have to say, as my first G1 CLIMAX, despite the fact that I watched a ton of wrestling, 16 days, I believe, of wrestling, 17 days if you include the finale. That's
19 days, dude.
19 days?
God, you suck at math.
Oh, yeah, I do suck at math. So 19 days of professional
19
wrestling.
shows. It was like 19 shows in like 27 days or something like that.
So 19 times 5 is how many matches? 80 matches, I think that is.
Well, 18 times 5 plus the final show. God, fucking, what's it, 72? 90. Yeah, 90.
90 matches.
90 matches and the final is 91.
In the span of a month. So this was our first doing this, and we reviewed every single fucking show. You know what? It was a lot of fun. I mean, I do have to admit. Here's the thing, though. Only New Japan Pro Wrestling really can put on that much shit and still be interesting. None of these matches were really that bad, except for Toru Yano versus Michael Elgin. Other than that, everything else was pretty acceptable.
God,
that was a fucking letdown and a half.
Oof.
That match ruined Michael Elgin, and it sucked, and it ruined my
It didn't ruin Michael Elgin. It just was
ruined his shot to get into the finals.
Yeah, it was just it was not very good.
No,
it was very bad.
Horse shit. But other than that, I mean, the whole tournament was fine.
Yeah, net positive for sure.
Big time. I mean, everyone killed themselves and worked their asses off. And say what you want about the working style of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I mean, here's the thing: WWE, they focus more on keeping guys safe, which is okay, I guess. But they suffer in the, I don't know, interesting matches realm. And obviously, New Japan Pro Wrestling does not believe in that. They go 100 miles an hour all the time, because that's really all they got is the wrestling.
Yeah.
There's no promos. There's nothing really going on here, but very simple storytelling.
When you make the matches must-see, people actually kind of like it. So, I mean,
here's the thing, man. So, you know, obviously the G1 CLIMAX, in hindsight, these guys only wrestled 9 matches. See, it's not...
No. They wrestled 18 matches, because they had tag matches on the nights they didn't wrestle.
That's true. Okay.
So they wrestled 18 nights in 20. It was 19 shows in 27 days. You got to take out the 2 breaks before the final for most of these guys, because their tournament was already done after that. So that's what, 25 days where they wrestled 18 matches.
All right, so take up the tag matches. These guys are only really working 9 matches.
Well, yeah, 9 singles matches. And yeah, the tag matches are a little bit of a break, but they're still going out there and working, taking bumps.
Point being here is that in the season, any season, football season, baseball season, there's a season, and then there's a bunch of stuff that goes on, and then we get to the playoffs. This is the first time that I watched professional wrestling, and when the finals came, I'm like, man, this is like the Super Bowl. This is like the World Series. Yeah. I don't know who's going to win. I have no fucking clue where they're going to go with the story. But obviously we'll get to that point. But the reason why I'm saying this is because it felt like a season of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously a championship match, which was a hint of nervousness on my part, because I knew I knew what was happening, but I didn't want it to happen.
I kind of always wanted to see, like, some promotion go out on a limb and try to run a pro wrestling promotion like a professional sport.
Seasonal.
Like, have it be seasonal, have like a regular season, have it be just the drama of getting to the wrestling playoffs, and then have like a playoff.
Hey, man, and there's no better story in wrestling than a fucking tournament.
Yeah, man.
There is no storyline recommended
you don't
for that.
need much more of a story than just like two guys trying to win.
And
Two guys trying to win a championship.
New Japan Pro Wrestling is filled with tournaments. You got the New Japan Cup, you got the G1, you got the Tag League, you got the Super Juniors. You have all these things that are just tournaments, because what the fuck else can you tell?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they're going to run a storyline next week where Daryl Takahashi's having sex with Taguchi's mother. I don't think so. Not anytime soon.
Did you give Daryl a last name? Really?
Takahashi?
Yeah.
That's always been his name. Since Hiromu's been walking around with it.
Did they really put the last name on it? Really?
I swear to God.
Really?
I didn't fucking name this cat. So,
well, I knew it was Daryl. I didn't know it had the last name.
Yeah, dude. Wow. Welcome to the real world of Japanese plush dolls.
Maybe I should watch the fucking opening matches more.
Watch the promos, you nerd. Jesus Christ. So we've got August 11th, and all 3 nights, obviously, we're in the Ryugoku Sumo Hall here. So we got the A block final night, and of course, so the A block was really the only interesting block, and not by much. When I say interesting, I mean when it came down to the wire, it came down to the wire, but it was going to take a miracle for Kota Ibushi to get to the finals.
By the way, mea culpa on that. I previously stated in the last episode that there was no way in hell that Kota Ibushi had a shot. I totally discounted the fact that double countouts and
don't result in points.
Double disqualifications don't end up in points, which would have mathematically left Kota Ibushi in it. But we all know that if the disqualifications weren't getting called in every other match for what happened, and they were so hesitant to count out anybody. I mean, Toriano match with Michael Elgin excluded, but we knew that wasn't happening.
They would much rather,
but
that was a
gaffe on my part.
They'll bring these guys into the ring before they count anybody out, and it's fucking Red Shoes. Of course, he's not going to count anybody out. But anyways, that was the only interesting thing heading into this final, was the fact that Kota Ibushi needed a miracle to get into the finals. Other than that, the B block was solely Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada.
Although figuring out the tiebreakers for the B block just to have the proper placings was kind of a pain in the ass, and I think I did it right. But we'll get to there when we do the B block.
We'll get there, but like I said, in the end, the A block had a mildly interesting storyline, but none of it came about. So here we go. We had Yuji Nagata versus Bad Luck Fale. Very simple storyline here, everybody. Fale's the student, Nagata was the teacher. So we got the senpai and the kohai once again. Fale beat him up a little bit, and I get some offense here and there, but never really got anything going. Yuji hits all of his big moves, but nothing could drop Fale. And of course, Fale drops him with the Bad Luck Fall to win the match. And had a little emotional ending here for these two gentlemen. Yeah. We had a show of respect from the large man. You know, he threw up the two. I thought Nagata was going to fucking two-sweet him. I was like, well, where the fuck's this going?
Yeah.
But no, it was just a salute of respect. And Nagata popped the Nagata.
Yeah.
He hit the gimmick.
The Blue Justice salute.
He hit the Blue Justice gimmick. And he teared up, and everyone in the crowd had these nice little fucking Blue Justice final G1 match signs. And if I could get a hold of one of those, I'd be the happiest fucking dude on the planet, because that is awesome. I would love to have one of those. If any of you fuckers in the Ryugoku Sumo Hall that night are selling them, please let me know. I will fax it to you immediately for that fucking sign. So we have Togi Makabe versus Yoshihashi. Oh, I'm sorry. And of course, Fale actually ends on a good note here. I mean, I think he finished with 10 points.
Finished with 12 points.
12 points. Yes. So him and
he's tied with the loser for this block for second place. Technically, he'll have third place, but we'll get there.
So Fale coming in pretty strong, man. Finishing in the same point region as Evil. So these two guys really impressed a lot in this tournament. So we get Togi Makabe versus Yoshihashi, and I will continue to say this. This must be a chaos thing, but I will always continue, and I will defend this statement. Why is Yoshihashi's entrance so fucking long? Like, really? Do we need an intro for this guy? Really need to see this fucker with short hair.
Hey,
I don't
man.
care. I don't give a fuck.
Just skip it, bro.
Good lord.
I skipped all the entrances.
Listen,
This tournament was too long to watch all of them.
I love the entrances. I actually watched the entrances.
I generally love entrances too, but this tournament was too long. There was too much
Just
going
to
on
see
there.
what I miss, okay? Just to see what I miss. Maybe there might be something. Hey, maybe Juice is gonna pick up a hot Japanese rat along the way. You know, and I don't want to miss that. I want to see him macking, right? Well, you know, Yoshihashi.
Did you say macking?
Yeah, dude. Wow. Yoshihashi doesn't do much macking, okay? He just walks to the ring in a cane and he can walk. Who the fuck cares? Make him look like a young boy, please. He's the same as the young boys. Actually, the young boys have more charisma than Yoshihashi. So Makabe beat his ass most of the time. Match slowed down when Hashi had him in the butterfly lock for a long time, and then he crumbles him to the mat with a strike. So Makabe looking like a total nerd here. Hashi does not possess the killer instinct, so he does not go for the pin. Instead, he takes his time. Just doesn't want to pin Makabe for some reason here. He just wants to kind of milk the fact that he's Yoshihashi. So he allows Makabe to fire up, and then Makabe hits him with the Spider German suplex, drops the King Kong knee, and gets the victory here. And thank God. You know what? I was saying to myself, they're probably going to give Yoshi the victory here because it's Makabe and it's the last night. Why not? But nope. They don't think much of Yoshihashi. They let fucking Togi Makabe go over on him on the final night. And Makabe finishes here with 8 points.
8 points, yes.
So, once again, a repeat of last year, because in G1 CLIMAX 26, he ended with the same amount of points. And Yoshihashi, I believe, has got no fucking points. And I don't really give a fuck. Thank God. Next up, Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr., a rematch of the G1 special that impressed a whole hell of a lot of people, including myself. This was a great methodical match between two completely different style of workers. Ishii very in your face, very kick-assy.
Yeah.
Sabre very not kick-assy, very submitty.
Very, very quick, and he'll make you work.
Make you work a whole hell of a lot. So Sabre did not go after the right knee. You know what? By the way, disclaimer. I will not call this gentleman Sabre Jr. anymore. To hell with that shit. It's Zack Sabre from now on. I'm officially WWEing his name.
Yeah.
We're taking off the junior because there's no fucking senior, so who gives a shit? The dumbest thing in the world.
There's going to be a storyline in the future where Zack Sabre Sr. comes out.
So Sabre works the right elbow of Ishii, not the right knee, because the knee was the one that was taped up here, but instead he wants to go after the right elbow, probably to set up one of the 800 moves he has for the right elbow. Later on in the match, he then transitioned to the right knee. Ishii got some offense in, but expelled more energy trying to tough out the abuse from Sabre, ultimately costing him the match here when Sabre had him in a move that might have never existed until this point. Basically had him in an armbar and then just cradled both of his legs so he can't go anywhere. And then Ishii refused to give up. And of course, Marty Asami says, listen, dude, I'm just going to go ahead and call the match here because you look fucked.
Yep. He ain't getting out of it. There's no way in hell Ishii's tapping anybody.
So, Marty Asami calls for the bell, and a referee stoppage is had here because if Tomohiro Ishii would have rather had his arm taken off than tap.
He would have sooner died.
Yeah. He did not give a fuck. So, Marty Asami says to hell with that shit and saves Tomohiro Ishii's career. And Sabre Jr. Damn it, Sabre.
Just after you made that grand proclamation.
What a botch. Yeah. So, Sabre finishes off with a good amount of points here in his first year in the G1, I believe, 10?
10 points, yes.
10 points. What a strong showing from the gentleman from the UK here in his first G1 Climax. And it was a lot of fun watching Sabre wrestle every single night because other than maybe 2 matches, this guy made everybody work.
Zack Sabre actually did better in this tournament than his boss.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he did a whole hell of a lot better than Desperado. Fuck Desperado. Seriously. So we have Hiroki Goto versus Kota Ibushi, a match that I actually was going to pay close attention to because of the potential finish. And I'm just going to sit here and say one thing. When this finish happened, I wanted to fucking throw something because I wanted the Golden Lovers in the finale of the G1 Climax. But Hiroki Goto robbed me. So one day, I'm going to fly to Japan and find this fucker and prank him.
It's still really you, damn it.
And prank him. Do a little prank. Put some wasabi in his fucking soup. And have him shit himself when he gets back to the hotel. Son of a bitch. Make him sit under another fucking waterfall. So they go back and forth early on. Ibushi goes for a golden triangle, but Goto cuts him off. Fight on the outside. Crowd here is clearly on Ibushi's side. Now, the reason why I wanted to mention that is because when we had the Naito and Omega finale, the crowd was one-sided in Naito's favor. Last year, we had Goto and Omega. They were all over Omega. So what does that tell you, everybody? What does that tell you about Hiroki Goto? Good worker, good guy, great stuff.
You obviously weren't paying attention to the broadcasting because they were talking about how the crowd was all over Goto.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
They were not all over Goto. No fucking way.
And I didn't see the match, but
No.
that's what Kevin
No.
Kelly
Yeah. I don't know who was smoking weed on that occasion because there was not a goddamn person.
Did you actually see that match?
Yes. Dude, no. No one
Because
gave a
Kevin Kelly made it like a point in the match, and then which, by the way, spoilers.
Listen. Maybe the headset in his headset. Maybe they were from the truck. They were telling him, put Goto over, and he's like, man, that Goto sure loves waterfalls.
Maybe he just misspoke, but
He definitely spoke because everyone loved Ibushi here. But and listen, Goto's a good guy, but he's
we weren't talking about that. We're talking about the Goto Omega match.
Oh
Yeah.
no, they were in Omega's corner for that match.
Did you see that match?
Yes.
Oh
yeah. I saw it on the free match on YouTube.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. That's what Kevin Kelly.
Hell no.
Kevin Kelly referenced that in the main event.
Well, okay,
or in the main event of the final.
Actually, you know what? Let me correct myself. Maybe they were in Goto's corner, when he was beating Omega up. Because, listen, in Japan, these fuckers are fair weather as hell. All right? They see one guy doing good, they hop in his fucking corner. You want to talk about bandwagon? These fuckers are the definition of... Please, Japan, don't watch basketball. Like, ever. Okay? Because as soon as they see one guy doing good, they're like, oh, LeBron. Wait, who's LeBron facing? Westbrook? Westbrook it is today. So that's the Japanese crowd for you. And even the American... Even Kevin Kelly mentioned that. These fuckers are fair weather as hell. They trust me, underneath that goodbye, good night muffler towel is a Los Ingobernables de Japón towel waiting to be whipped out. So,
I was kind of hoping to see someone like a Bullet Club shirt, but then like cheering Naito, or like a Bullet Club shirt and a Los Ingobernables hat.
Fucking fair weather. So there's a spot
with a Suzuki
here.
Goon like banner.
No one likes Suzuki Goon.
I do. Fuck
I mean,
you.
everyone likes him, but fuck those guys. Like, seriously. So there's a spot where I'm assuming Goto was going for an Ushigoroshi, but Ibushi was supposed to, like, reverse it into a Rana of some sort, but they kind of screw it up. But Ibushi makes a good little cover-up here with a roll-up. Very smart logic on his part. So the closing moments of the match, Ibushi...
Very smart logic.
Smart logic.
You could have just said it was logical.
High IQ from the gentleman known as Ibushi. From DDT. Closing moments here, Ibushi wants the knee lift, but Goto won't let it happen. Finally, Goto hits one GTR, and pins Ibushi clean in the middle of the ring, and I fucking lost it. It was like the Yankees being eliminated in the ALCS. I just couldn't understand why. It was like all those years when the Angels would whip their fucking ass. Why? Why did Sean Figgins have to be the best player in this game?
Sean Figgins. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Oh, man.
That's a baseball reference probably no one gets. But anyways, that was what...
Are you totally discounting the fact that people might like a different thing besides pro wrestling?
Man. Maybe people are iffy about baseball. But anyways, that's what it felt like to me here. I legitimately, and I believe Anthony heard me, actually live, watching this fucking match for the first time, actually said, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? Like... This was the one chance.
What are you mad about? You know that the final wasn't going to end in a double DQ or a double count out.
When are we going to get Ibushi Omega? When? We've been waiting for this since AJ was in New Japan. It's been that long. When Ibushi challenged for the fucking for the title after he won the New Japan Cup. It's been that long.
There are more pressing things going on for them.
Give me a fucking break. The Golden Lovers equal money. Don't forget that. So we have Hiroshi Tanahashi in the A Block finale match. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tetsuya Naito here. Very awesome fucking statement here made by Kevin Kelly. And I did write it down. I said he made the comment of the night by saying Tanahashi can no longer throw 97 miles an hour, but he knows how to get outs.
Yes.
Naito will take you deep, flip the bat, trot around the bases.
Slow trot around the bases.
Slow trot around the bases, and dare you to throw at him the next time he's up to the plate. I thought that was a fucking great comment.
So you're basically saying that Naito is basically just Big Papi.
Or Joey Bats. Or Jose Batista.
David Ortiz is cooler.
Fuck David Ortiz. So
That's coming from a Yankee fan. That David.
Fuck you.
Because David Ortiz was good for his whole career.
So Tanahashi basically tried to play the game here where he copies Naito's mentality, tries to mind fuck Naito. And Tana, like Kevin Kelly and speaking of the booth, real quick, why the fuck is Rocky Romero in the booth? Why do we need Rocky Romero with Don Callis and Kevin Kelly? Who the fuck? Listen, New Japan, I get it. I get he's got nothing else to do, okay? But for God's sakes, I don't know, put him in a commercial for not throwing beach balls around at live events. I don't give a shit.
It was nice, and I wish he did a little more, was that when they were speaking Japanese, he would kind of translate a little bit, but...
No, basically, it was Rocky would do play-by-play and be like the weird, excited fucking Mark at the booth.
Yeah.
Don Callis just kind of sat there being fucking like brooding and being pissed.
And then you could hear times where he just like he didn't know what he was gonna say, so like you could hear him like live action running out of steam, and
you can hear him processing information. Listen, Rocky's fine, I guess, but Kevin Kelly and Don Callis are just fine by themselves. Kevin Kelly's wonderful. Kevin Kelly's amazing. Don Callis, equally amazing.
Well, I mean, you got to train these guys at some point. Maybe that's something he wants to do.
Why?
Maybe it's something he wants to do.
Fuck Rocky Romero. Let him do the Mexican fucking translation. I don't know. The CMLL guys need a translator, right? Well, let him do that shit. Well, he's Cuban. Who gives a shit?
Well, he did work for CMLL. I believe so.
Who cares? Anyways, so Tanahashi acts like a dick once in a while here in this matchup. The story here was that both men knew the weaknesses. Well, actually, Tana had a weakness. Obviously, the bicep. He created a weakness for Naito by doing a bunch of dragon screws here to set up the cloverleaf, which is what he likes to do a lot. So basically, it was when Naito was on the offense, go after the arm. When Tanahashi was on the offense, go after the knee. This was back and forth, back and forth. So towards the end here, we get to the 25-minute mark. Actually, before the 25-minute mark, it was a spot here when Tanahashi had a pretty deep fucking cloverleaf on this guy. Deep.
Yeah.
Okay? To the point where his ass was touching his back of his head.
Yeah.
So here's the story with that. This, by all means, should have been the ending here, because he was about to fold this fucker in half. But the point here is, like, you have to think about Naito here. Yeah, he could have died, okay? But here's the thing. To put in the cloverleaf and to keep it on, you have to crank back.
Yeah.
So
straight on the bicep.
He's straining the bicep. So Naito, not only was he holding out, I mean, for a long time. I mean, maybe this guy has he's numb to the pain or something, but he was willing to sacrifice being folded in half if Tanahashi destroyed himself. And that's what happened here. Tanahashi ruined himself, and the cloverleaf was not enough. And after he got to the ropes, Tana could not apply the cloverleaf again. So all the work he did to the right knee was all for naught, because Naito hits a swinging Destino, then a regular Destino, and he puts away Tanahashi here, and he wins the A block in yet another great... Omega and Okada are the big story here, but these guys also have a trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is their third match, and it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, no one really too much talks about Naito, and I mean, they do, but not as much as Okada and Omega. Obviously, Okada and Omega has obviously made it to the mainstream, I guess.
Oh, and it's also different because Tanahashi's kind of on the back end of his career. He's on the back nine.
But these guys did wonderful. I
don't know if it was better than their 13 final. Probably not, but it was still really solid.
Solid match. I mean, I like any match where people fucking think about things here. Naito actually was willing to suffer in the cloverleaf if this fucker ruined his own arm. And he did it. He accomplished it.
Yeah.
So Tanahashi ruined his fucking bicep by holding in this cloverleaf forever.
At some point that was going to be his undoing. So,
and that's what Naito did, and Naito allowed Tanahashi to self-destruct, and that's how we got the victory here. So Naito moves on to the finals. against whoever it may be that wins the B block, obviously between Okada
You already
and Omega.
spoiled it in the
Hey, let's keep this gimmick alive, you fuck. So that's the end of A block action here. Naito takes it all. So no drama here, everybody. There was talks of a tie. It was
never going to happen.
Playoff possibly.
Never
Naito
gonna
wins
happen.
clean, and that is it.
All right.
So A block.
The final A block standings. I went through the trouble of making the tiebreaker, going through the tiebreakers, and having official placings for everybody. The A block was fairly simple. The B block was a fucking challenge. I'm pretty sure I had it right, but you can correct me in the comments if I fucked it up. But I think I'm right on both. But all right. So the final standings with 14 points, going 7-2. Your A block champion Tetsuya Naito. Second place Hiroshi Tanahashi at 6-3 with 12 points. Tanahashi beat Fale, so Fale is also 6-3 with 12 points, but he'll be in third place. Hiroki Goto is at 5-4 with 10 points. He's in fourth place. He beat Kota Ibushi, which is 5-4 with 10 points. He's in fifth place, and he beat Zack Sabre Jr., who's 5-4 with 10 points, and Ibushi beat Sabre. So Ibushi has the tiebreak over Sabre. Goto has a tiebreak over both. Ishii is in seventh place at 4-5 with 8 points. He beat Makabe, who's also 4-5 with 8 points, and he's in eighth place. Yoshihashi's in ninth place with 2-7 with 4 points. And Yuji Nagata, our man Yuji Nagata, his last G1 CLIMAX, 1-8 with 2 points. At least he got a win.
Going out.
At least he got a win
against bad luck Fale. Jesus Christ. I mean, I get the story, but fucking Christ, like Fale, man, come on. A guy.
Well, you know what, man? You have access to New Japan World. You can go back and relive pretty much all of Yuji Nagata's story.
That is true.
In New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That is true. 100% true. But it's like he lost to a guy who does a grenade as a finisher. God.
At least that wasn't the move that finished him. That movie's so bad.
That move sucks ass. So, moving on to the A block here, or to the B block here.
Let me jab my thumb at full speed in your throat. I'm probably going to stub my thumb while I'm doing it or break it.
And the guy is like, oh, man, that last match, though. And he's just like, man, but my fucking neck feels great. I just got stabbed in the fucking throat. I'm all right, though. No big deal. Just pop one of these and go home. And real quick, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to mention it now that I'm looking at the interface here. I had to get a third-party word processor because Word, okay, there's no free version of Word. These fuckers want me to pay $99 for the Word suite. Who the fuck does Microsoft think they are? I have to get a third-party word processor now.
They're a business. They're in it to make money.
Back in like 2007, Word was a thing that came with the fucking computer. It was easy as hell. I had to write, no shit, before I figured all this crap out, I had to write the finale, okay, on the basic WordPad. I was dying. I didn't have an interface. I didn't have any of these nice things that I'm used to.
You know what you can do? And I mean, I'm not condoning this.
Call Microsoft and tell them what's going on.
I'm not condoning this or anything, but torrent Word.
No, dude.
Office
that's too much
Office
work.
07 is like the easiest thing to get.
It's too much work. And then I'm getting a call from Selena Gomez's agent going, why'd you go on the Pirate Bay? And I don't know why I just said that, but...
Yeah, that was like the dumbest thing ever.
Selena Gomez's
Why would
agent.
First of all, why would Selena Gomez's agent ever be in contact with you? And why would he care that you
Because
torrent?
she signed to a major label and they're just like, music and stuff, pop music.
First of all, I don't think that agencies work with the label, and you're not pirating music, you're pirating software, so the music industry wouldn't get involved in that. You probably have an issue with...
However, I don't endorse pirating, sir. That is illegal.
I said I didn't endorse it either. I just said it was an option.
It's true, yes. We do not endorse that here at the Falcon Arrow Studios in Long Beach, California.
Purchase all of your proper licenses.
Please do. So we have... Yeah,
well, you're
kids,
buying the license for these
listen,
things. It's like the
kids,
same with Steam games. You're buying the license for the game. You're not.
That's right. That's right, kids. No keygens, okay? To hell with that shite. And if you do, you'll be beheaded. So, we have August 12th, 2017. Same place. The B Block final night here. We have Michael Elgin versus Juice Robinson. A lot of back and forth stuff here going on between these two. And at one point, Elgin did a senton splash to the outside of to the ring off the apron, to which Don Callis says, "That's a whole lot of ass coming at you at once." What a comment. I wish I could GIF sounds, because that was Giphy, GIF worthy. Back in the ring, nobody
like a soundboard or something.
Yeah, right. Back in the ring, nobody really has the edge over the other. They both kind of go back and forth. Some more. Juice manages to hit some power moves on Michael Elgin. This is all very true. This fucker powerbombed Elgin. He did all these like suplexes. He did all this power shit. So Juice really not selling the Big Mike aspect of Big Mike. So Elgin reversed a cannonball, dropped Juice with 2 big power bombs, which was amazing to watch. Juice rocks Elgin with 2 stiff jabs, then drops him with the pulp friction to cap off an extremely impressive victory. I mean, impressive victory here over Michael Elgin. Not only that, an impressive tournament for Juice Robinson. Yeah. The stats don't show here, but man, this guy...
He looked good in every match.
This guy put on a hell of a tournament, and him and Evil did great. I mean, obviously, Juice doesn't have the stats to show it. Evil does, but... Fun tournament, and Juice did great.
And Elgin, too, outside of the auto match.
Elgin did wonderful. And afterwards, Juice goes over to the English announcer's booth, tells Kevin Kelly he's going to celebrate with some cold ones. He's going to be balls deep in a Japanese woman tonight. This is what he said. I am not fucking making this up.
Good for him.
He said this on television. And Kevin Kelly had to quickly go, hey, come on. Hey, PG, motherfucker. So we got Sonata versus Tama Tonga. Oh, by the way, how many points did Juice finish with?
8 points.
8 points. Same as Makabe.
There were 5 people in this block that finished with 8 points.
Good Lord.
So figuring out those tiebreakers was kind of a pain in the butt. But
so Sonata and Tama Tonga, we get some theatrics early on, which is okay, I guess. It's
I just said butt, by the way.
What are you, a loser?
Yes.
So both men take off their shirts. They flex their titties a bit. Tama takes his shirt off, proceeds to fold it very nicely, and the crowd popped for this.
He must have worked in retail before.
There's nothing.
Worked at a clothing store.
There's nothing that this crowd here at the Sumo Hall that they like more than some honorable shirt folding. So Sonata puts him in a Paradise Lock on the entrance ramp. Sonata tries to get an easy count-out victory as a result of this. Then Tonga Loa and Yujiro Takahashi come out to help, and there was comments in the booth being made about, what wire is it? The red or the blue? And all these weird things about figuring out shit. Ultimately, what do you know? All it took was to kick the guy so he could fall over. Are you fucking serious? It's not that hard, guys. So, and by the way, Tama Tonga made it into the ring from the entrance ramp from 18 all the way back in.
He fell and
barely 20.
Between 17 and 19 and a half, the count was so slowed down. It was I was so mad about that.
Kevin Kelly just totally just exposing this shit. What a lenient fucking count guy at the fucking.
Well, I mean, it was obvious. You can't not say anything about it. It was obvious.
Good Lord of mercy. But anyways, yeah, we can't have Tama Tonga lose to a Paradise Lock on the outside.
But yeah, they really need to work on if you're gonna go to the well with these fucking 19 counts all the time. Time it better so you don't fucking have to have 3 seconds a lap between 19 and you're almost 20.
Fucking timekeepers on the payroll over here for the Bullet Club.
Well, technically it's not the timekeeper, it's the referee who has to call it before the timekeeper can ring the bell.
So Loa and Yujiro will come back out later on to interfere in the match. Loa would give Sonata a clothesline on the outside. Both these guys counter each other's finishers a bunch of times towards the end of the match. Sonata hits a gun stun. Then Tama would hit his gun stun to pick up the victory over Sonata on the last night of the G1 Climax. And I believe Tama Tonga ends with probably
8 points.
Same thing as fucking Juice Robinson here. So
the first 4 guys we talked about in this tournament all ended with 8 points. So
nice. Yeah. Good to see that Tama Tonga. I mean, and you know what, Tama Tonga, despite it was fun watching him in this tournament. He didn't blow anybody away with his action. He had a really good match. I thought he had a great match with Elgin on the second night or whatever it was. The rest of the way, it was just all fucking with everybody, just being a dickhead. But it was a lot of fun to watch Tama Tonga in this tournament, really.
I appreciated the whole story with Omega, which I really do think that the breaking of the Bullet Club is coming at some point.
It has to, because Kenny is Bullet Club, but Kenny is also Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't really need the Bullet Club at this point.
There's going to be. I think that's Well, I'll save it for later. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it.
Please don't spoil it, Anthony. So we have Toru Yano versus Minoru Suzuki. Okay, so before we get into the matchup here, when we had our last episode a couple days ago, I mentioned how I just wanted to watch the main events because I already knew that those were the only important matches. But I said to myself, you know what? I'll watch maybe one match. I'll maybe watch another match before the final match of both blocks, okay?
This is the one you chose, right?
This was the one I chose for the B block. Don't ask me why, everybody. I was so interested in Toru Yano versus Minoru
This story is
Suzuki.
less relevant now that you actually went back and watched everything, so we could talk about it. But
Whatever. But at the time, yeah. I told Anthony, and he goes, "Why?"
yeah, what? If you were gonna watch like one match, why was that the one?
I'm thinking to myself, I don't fucking know why. Just the difference in these two gentlemen. I mean, Yano's all about selling DVDs and cocaine in cases, and Suzuki's all about.
Hey, now I'm sure that's just baby powder.
Sure. And Suzuki's all about coffee and cologne and killing people.
And socks.
That sucks. And being on talk shows about random shit. So, a bunch of stuff happens here. Taichi got cheap shots in. Marty Asami took some bumps. Per the usual. Yano got
a Taichi go home chant.
Yeah, there was a Taichi go home chant.
I don't know what it was in Japanese, but
Taichi, they finally caught on. Everyone's finally sick of Suzuki-gun's bull. And Taichi, mostly Taichi. Taichi's a fucking asshole.
That was a very rare, like, American-style chant from the Japanese crowd, too.
Absolutely. The marks were in Ryugoku Hall on this night. Yano got the tape put once again, put it around Suzuki's legs, but it doesn't work out for him. Suzuki wraps Yano's legs up. Fights off Taichi. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Beats him up a bit while his legs are tied up. Taichi tries to commit some tomfoolery, but Rocky Romero gets in the ring to save his beloved friend, Toru Yano. Who the fuck would want to save Toru Yano, but whatever. And Rocky Romero gets involved, finally gets out of the booth for a couple of fucking minutes, and then fights off Taichi. Yano wraps Suzuki's upper body.
Technically, they're not in the booth. They just sit ringside.
Listen, I like saying in the booth way more than the commentator's table. And Yano wraps Suzuki's upper body up with tape, hits a low blow, and rolls him up for the victory. Quite a ridiculous finale. You know, this was just filled with wrestling logic. But yeah, so, and by the way, there's a little backstory here. Yano apparently has 3 victories over Suzuki. Suzuki's never beaten Toru Yano, which is fucking ridiculous to think about here.
Hey man, there's always one guy that's got your number, like
Toru Yano has Minoru Suzuki's number.
It's like there's somebody out there who just fucking hammers Clayton Kershaw or hammers Max Scherzer. There's somebody out there. And you gotta check Baseball Reference for that though.
You want to know what's even more funnier is that
Fangraphs or whoever.
Is that the fact that I think the reason why I was interested in this match is because I've seen so much bullshit from these two gentlemen during this tournament that I'm like, what could possibly happen in a match with two assholes going at it? Well, tape happened. That's exactly what happened here. So afterwards, Minoru beats up literally every young lion at ringside because he's fucking pissed, and that's what he does. And they deserve it, I guess. And Don Callis loved every bit of this. So you have Satoshi Kojima versus Evil. Kojima gets his ass beat very early on, in and out of the ring. Kojima starts firing up with a shitload of chops, gives Evil a DDT on the apron, takes over from there. Evil then hits a fisherman, goes on the offense, kills Kojima with 3 lariats, but Kojima rebounds and no-sells the fuck out of him. Hits a hard lariat of his own. Looks like the momentum has swung back in Tenkozi's corner. But Evil drops him with a headbutt and then an STO. And that is it. So Evil finishes this tournament with 12 points. And Kojima running up the rear just like Nagata.
Yep.
Man, this is tough to watch.
Tough for the old guys.
Tough for the old guys.
I guess Suzuki's an old guy too, but...
Yeah, but Suzuki... Listen.
Suzuki's still like a main event player.
I can't believe I'm saying this because I just fucking hate Suzuki-gun. I mean, for all the right reasons, but... The fact that Minoru Suzuki's way more over and way cooler and way more badass than these guys, than Nagata and Kojima, I can understand why he has a little more points in this tournament. Because he's obviously a little more relevant, but nonetheless, Evil finishes strong here, and Kojima obviously does not. But it will be interesting to see where they go with Evil here, because of course, the storyline here And if you don't know how title matches are set up, and they were talking about it all over the place once the G1 was finished, is whoever beat whoever in the tournament, as far as champions being defeated by whoever, those guys that beat them will get title shots in the future. So Juice earns a title shot against Kenny Omega down the line. Evil definitely earned a title shot.
Elgin will get a shot against Omega.
So this is it right here. The G1 Climax is setting up the fall. So that's what's good about their booking here, is that they understand that, and definitely Evil has to get a title shot. This is the first fucking guy to beat Okada in a year, okay? So yeah, I think he deserves a shot, and he fucking earned it in this tournament. So we have the B block finale. We have the big Okada Omega number 3. So this is the Clubber Lang Rocky Balboa sequence for these two gentlemen. And I've got a lot of shit written down here. Pretty much got the whole match written down. But in a nutshell, if I had to sum it all up, this was... It's tough to say if this was better than the other two, because here's the thing. Every match had a different logic, okay? The Wrestle Kingdom match had victory at all costs for both men. The Dominion match had survival at all costs. This one was, listen, we've both gone like an hour the last two matches. We got to finish this shit rather quickly.
Yeah.
This match was 120 from start to finish, okay? Yeah. And when you think about it and really watch the match, and you think about the logic going into this, Okada didn't even really need to win this match. He just needed to last 30 minutes. He wins the block because he had a point advantage over Omega.
Yeah.
Omega had to win this match. So Omega came out hot out of the fucking gates because he knew he had to be victorious. Nonetheless, this match went about 20-something minutes. This was phenomenal. This was a great fucking match that was very quick. It was a condensed version of what they've done before. The other two matches...
Wait a minute. Omega had to win this match? What are you talking about?
I did say that.
You just said Omega didn't have to win this match.
I said Okada didn't have to win this match.
Oh, then I misheard you. I was like, wait a second.
No, Okada doesn't have to...
Yeah.
No, motherfucker. Okada does not need to win the match. He could go 30
I must have
minutes.
misheard you then. I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
Fucking nerds, man. Just listen. You have these brand new headphones. You can't hear what I'm saying. Yeah. You're not understanding me. Well,
I just misheard the name. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, basically, here's the thing. All right, if you love matches that are just 100 miles an hour and no stoppage, and here's the thing, you could go 100 miles an hour and not have any fucking logic. This match had logic, and it went 300 miles an hour, okay? This was a phenomenal match, and I can't sit here and say it was better than both. They're all wonderful.
They're all great matches, but I don't think it was better than the first two.
How about this, okay? If you love Game of Thrones and you love 60-hour show or 60-minute shows that tell a great story, okay, but they're lengthy, then the other two matches are for you. Obviously, the Dominion match is for you. But if you like 20-minute shows that have a lot going on, this is what this was.
Yeah.
It was a very quick match for these two gentlemen, and it had a lot going on. A lot of shit going on here. So, basically, Okada's neck was all banged up. I did write something down that I wanted to mention here. Kenny went for a one-winged angel, but Okada countered into a tombstone. Later hits a missile drop kick to get back into the match after he got his ass whipped the entire beginning of this match. I mean, listen, Okada got his ass whipped. Omega was fucking him up left and right here. He did a reverse run on the outside, basically killed the guy, and we all thought the match was going to be over because of stoppage. But, of course, Omega did not want that. So, Okada tries to get something going, but Omega cuts him off with a bunch of V-triggers. Okada responds with a drop kick. Omega hits a big-time Uranagi. And, I mean, we've seen millions of Uranagis. I mean, a bunch of Uranagis. This guy fucking crushed someone in a Uranagi. He got a ton of hang time. And Okada, after this Uranagi, Okada was suddenly back at Stalingrad. And he was about ready to defeat the German war machine. Because he was right there. He was back in the war. Because he had a faraway look, boy. It was legendary. This fucking guy did not understand where he was. And that's how fucking awesome this Uranagi was. But towards the end of the match, Okada hits two Rainmakers. Does not go for the pinfall. So Okada's story here in this tournament is he's too fucking cocky. That is pretty much what it boils down to, everybody. Guy can hit a ton of Rainmakers, but he cannot put him away. So when he tries for a third, Omega ducks, gives him a high-angle German suplex, and then Kenny sets up for the one-wing angel. Okada counters it, but Omega holds him on the shoulders. And he drops him with the Kreutz Wrath. Now, I fucking love Kreutz Wrath. Okay, I haven't seen this guy do Kreutz Wrath in forever. I've seen him do it in PWG against Speedball Mike Bailey, but I have not seen him do it in this tournament or in the last year.
He did it in the match before.
What do you mean, or in before?
He hit it against Sonata, too, because they referenced how he hadn't done it since the last G1.
I thought he... Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well... apparently, I was stoked about this Kreutz Wrath against Okada.
No, he hit it 2 nights in a row.
Well, anyways, I went fucking nuts for this Kreutz Wrath. I stood up and went, holy fuck, a Kreutz Wrath. So, Omega hits the Omega Driver. But someone called it a fucking J-Driller. Not going to say who. But they call it a J-Driller. But he can't put away Okada. So, Okada's basically kicking out of everything Omega's got. The Omega Driver. The, what was the other one he had? He had another fucking throwback here.
Or maybe I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he hit it before. And someone referenced that he hadn't done it. Because I could have sworn it was the second time he hit that. But I'm...
So, basically, Okada was kicking out of everything Kenny threw at him. But Kenny nails him with a V-trigger against the ropes.
I know why I said that.
Why?
Never mind. Because he does it... Go on.
He did it in the Naito match.
Yeah, that's why I got my eyes confused. No,
I was pretty sure he did it because it's been forever.
Because I was like, wait, why would they reference that in the second match? Because it wasn't in the English commentary. Wow, I'm really botching the fuck out of this podcast. Dude. I'm not even drinking.
He's having he's too much water, dude. Put down the water.
I know.
So Omega drops him with the one-winged angel finally in the middle of the ring, and 1, 2, 3, Okada goes down, and Omega finally gets the victory over Okada. Not the one he wanted, but nonetheless a victory over Kazuchika Okada. And he advances to the finale against Tetsuya Naito. A rematch of last year's B-Block finale that everyone was talking about. So, once again, this match was phenomenal. It was a very good 20-minute match that these guys basically... These guys have had such long, good matches that now they had to condense it into a 20-minute affair. And they did a wonderful job. This is, if anything, the other two matches are matches you sit down and you just, I don't know, you grab some wine. I don't know what people like to drink out there. And you just watch it. You enjoy it. This was a match when you're on the clock and you're on break and you want to get a quick match in. This is it. These guys did a lot of shit. They did a ton of moves and all of it made sense. So afterwards, the fans were clapping along to Omega's theme song. This was a very Omega-driven crowd. So that brings up the question for you, Mr. Crusoe, and for anyone listening to this. Are people sick and tired of Okada's shit now? Clearly, he knows how to get around it, by being kind of a dickhead. Kind of understands the crowd. Maybe a little tired of the Okada reign here. But it was clear that Omega was the favorite. I mean, there was a million goodbye and goodnight towels in the crowd.
I wouldn't say that they're tired of his shit, but I mean... Omega's an incredibly likable personality, and he's what you call it, like Hansel in Zoolander. He's so hot right now.
You say handsome, dude?
Hansel in Zoolander. You ever seen
Zoolander?
I
think he's pretty handsome. I have seen Zoolander. It's been forever, but yes, I have seen Zoolander.
He's like Hansel. He's so hot right now.
So, there's a ton of goodbye and goodnight towels. Omega cuts a promo in Japanese, then in English. Says he can't wait for the rematch against Naito. And then says something that was terribly wrong the next night. He says, look at all these towels in the crowd. They are not choosing you, Naito. They are choosing me. This guy couldn't be any fucking wrong the next night. But we'll get to that in a second. But Kenny Omega finishes, and he finally defeats Okada and moves on to the finale. So we have August 13th in, once again, the Ryugoku.
The standings.
God damn it.
God. Fuck you, dude. It's my moment to shine.
I'm killing his gimmick.
I went through the hassle of figuring out the final placings for everybody, and you're gonna ruin my fucking moment. Fuck you, dude.
Whoops.
All right, so the final standings for the B block. Kenny Omega is 7-2 with 14 points. He's your B block winner. Kazuchika Okada, who's 6-2-1 with 13 points, finished second. Evil is 6-3 with 12 points. He finished third. Minoru Suzuki finished fourth. He was 4-4-1 with 9 points. And then the big 5-way tie for fifth place. Now I broke it down pretty much. It was kind of hard to come up with how that all went down, but figured it out. Tama Tonga will get fifth place. He's 4-5 at 8 points. Sonata sixth place. Juice seventh place. Yano eighth place, and Michael Elgin ninth place. And then Satoshi Kojima finished 10th, 1-8 with 2 points. How he came up with that, the tie breaks, was that Michael Elgin got 9th place because he lost to all the other 4 and 5s. He lost to Sonata, Juice, Yano, and Tama Tonga.
So Tama's leading the way in the tie? Wow.
Elgin lost to everybody. Yano got 8th because he was 1-2 against everybody. Everyone else was 2-1 against the common opponents. So Yano finished 8th. Then Tama Tonga got 5th place because he beat both Sonata and Juice, and then Sonata beat Juice, so Sonata had the tiebreak over Juice. So that's how it all went down.
Tama Tonga leads the way in the 5th place bracket.
Yeah.
In the NIT bracket,
yes.
He's number 1. Well, good for him, man, I guess. So
is the final standing for the B block.
Well, it didn't really fucking matter because Omega won it all.
Yeah.
And it was
not that the final places matter for anything, but
no. But here's the thing, though. You could break down all this stuff, and it was impressive. And obviously, Evil, Elgin, all these guys were good, and Juice. But God, Omega and Okada just fucking blew everyone out of the water. They were on fire, and it was their block. No one could say otherwise.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks as there were so many good matches in this block, and you just knew where it was headed, no matter what.
And it made the most, this was the match that Omega could realistically win because Okada's already the champion, so he doesn't need to win G1. You can give Omega this win here because it's not for the belt, so and then it evens up the record, so whenever they do go forward with the fourth match, it'll be the one that breaks the tie.
If it happens. We'll see. So we have August 13th, the big finale of the G1 CLIMAX. Not an overly massive show, but big enough to bring back the Young Bucks and all these nice little surprises and gems and all this stuff along the way. But we decided to do the tag matches because they had belts on the line.
Yeah.
So
work schedules and stuff, it's hard to watch all of this shit. So.
Yeah, well, it's hard to watch a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
When you're just trying to watch the finale. And granted, here's the thing. Speaking of, make a callback to my statement about the G1 CLIMAX being sort of like sports and like the Super Bowl and like the World Series. As soon as I got up, I could not wait to watch the finale.
Yeah.
Because I wanted none of this spoiled for me. I did not want to see anyone holding a trophy. I didn't want to see Instagram. I'm looking at you, NJPW1972 on Instagram. You fuckers. You put every goddamn spoiler.
Well, then don't follow them.
As soon as I wake up, it's like, oh, looks like so-and-so won that match.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of held off on the main event, and it was spoiled for me like in the last second. It was spoiled for me like right before I watched it.
Nope. I got up, and as soon as I woke up, I turned that fucker on, and I watched the shit out of it. So we have 2 tag matches to go over, I suppose. One of them is the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship with Ryusuke Taguchi and Ricochet, together known as Taguchi Japan, versus the Young Bucks, who have not been around for a little bit. Obviously, we didn't watch the big tag matches on the other shows.
Yeah.
They were on those shows, but we chose not to watch because work and stuff. But anyways, this is the first match I've seen the Young Bucks in quite some time, other than being the Elite. So, this match was basically spawned out of the weird promo that Ricochet cut at the G1 special. And it was a very weird promo because if you remember this promo, it was basically him... What are you doing over there?
Fixing my headphones.
God damn, dude, it's loud as fuck. So if you remember the G1 special, Ricochet cut a very cringy promo. Just a dude in a hat.
Yeah.
And some track pants. And he was like, yeah, The Rock, my boy. Anyways, Lucha Underground, man, they suck. Hey, tag match, I guess?
Sometimes when you give someone a live mic, it doesn't always go as planned.
Listen, you could give a live mic to a lot of guys. Maybe not Ricochet.
Yeah,
Maybe not Ricochet.
Yeah.
Ricochet, one of the best athletes in the world. Not much of a talker.
Maybe when he gets to the Performance Center and he goes through the promo training.
Like they need any more. Like they need
Speaking of Performance Centers, today was official. Adam Cole signed with WWE.
No shit.
Yes.
Well, he was headed there regardless.
Well, yeah, it was just a matter of waiting out whatever the no compete is in the Ring of Honor contract to try to get around the tampering stuff. So
it was very, very written on the wall. And not only that, but if you watch the live streams that the Bullet Club did, like the Young Bucks, they would do these live little Q&As. They had Adam Cole on there twice. And anytime WWE was brought up, he was like, oh, man, Austin Rock, WrestleMania, man, I would love blah, 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 blah. Kenny's like, I like New Japan. So it was very obvious that this guy was.
Oh yeah, no, it was the worst.
WWE.
It was the worst kept secret. I'm trying to remember for the life of me from the last episode of Art of Wrestling. It was a live show and they had Chuck Taylor on and he was going through like all these like he just for fun just comes up with like fake wrestling characters and he had one for Adam Cole and I forget what he called him, but he was like a dad. It was like a dad, like a fun dad gimmick or something like that.
Fun dad gimmick. Well, Adam Cole. Speaking of Adam Cole, he's been keeping busy on the indies, tag teaming with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
winning tag belts. And shit.
Did they win a tag belt together?
Yeah, dude, that's what he's been doing. Hey, good for him, man. He gets to win tag belts. You hardly ever see a couple winning tag belts. They should do that shit more often because that's as much chemistry as you could get with a tag team. They're fucking. So I mean, it's a lot of chemistry there. So Ricochet hurt his leg early on in the match, doing a little high spot, sets the tone for the rest of the match here, especially for the Young Bucks. Matt will hit a chop block, further injuring the Ricochet high spotter. Bucks really worked over Taguchi, going to town on his ass. I wrote that down. They beat up on Ricochet until Taguchi gets the tag, runs wild, uses his butt a bunch. Bucks give him a double super kick to the ass. So I'm so glad the ass spots are back. It's been a couple months removed since the juniors tournament, so I really missed my fill of ass-related maneuvers. So Ryusuke and Ricochet get put in double sharpshooters. Looks to be over here, but they avoid avoid tapping out. Bucks set up for a Meltzer driver, and when Nick springboard off the ropes to drop Taguchi or Ricochet on his head, Taguchi cuts him off mid-air with an ass attack, which is super awesome. And then Taguchi hits the Dodon, and then Ricochet hits the Shooting Star Press, which I'm assuming Japan, the Japanese crowds don't see very much, because when they hyped it up, Taguchi's like, yeah, the Shooting Star. Ricochet's like, oh my god, you mean the Shooting Star Press?
Oh my, Garfunkel.
And the Japanese crowd's like, holy fuck. Which is funny, because we see Shooting Star Presses like nothing.
Way too much.
It's like a super kick to us now. So the fact that the Japanese audience is just it's just for an entire month, strong style, strong style, strong style. And then it's like, oh my god, a Shooting Star Press. Everyone goes ape shit. So Ricochet hits a Shooting Star and gets the victory here. So Taguchi Japan, the junior tag team champions. So nice little fun little match here, and I'm glad Ricochet has some gold, Taguchi has some gold, all is well in the world.
Yes.
Taguchi Japan has gold now. So they killed a little time in the ring, they did their little pose, and then they made the announcement for Wrestle Kingdom 12 coming up this year, 2018, which is a little nice. And then we get a nice little surprise. Katsuyori Shibata makes his return to the ring, not to competition. Sadly, I don't know how that's gonna work out, because I think they said they're gonna make him a coach, which is sad.
Yeah,
I mean, it's super fucking sad that Shibata, if he can't get back in the ring, that's sad. But man, this was awesome. I mean, this was kind of spoiled for me, but I still watched it.
Yeah, no,
goosebumps.
it was still a cool moment, like watching the legit crowd reaction.
Yeah,
like,
this was
women
awesome.
were crying, he was crying,
and the reason how this was spoiled for me was I remember I was on Twitter. I was about to go to sleep. I was getting ready to go to bed, and it was obviously the show was going on, and I tuned in live just to see what was going on. There's a bunch of tag stuff going on, so I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow morning. And then right before I go to bed, I see a tweet from Brian Alvarez that says, "Holy cow." And I'm like, well, if Brian Alvarez is saying something had been going on.
Yeah.
So I looked up what's been going on, and Shibata made his little return. And a man of very few words, he says, I am alive. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, everybody. I'm here.
I appreciate that the first thing he did in the ring was take a back bump, too.
That was cool. See, the reason why that was cool, it was everything he did that wasn't the promo, or lack thereof promo, was the fact that this guy's been away from the ring for so long. Probably in his, not that long, but in his mind, probably forever.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for so goddamn long. So the first thing he wants to do when he gets to the ring is just take a back bump. Like, that is a fucking wrestler, okay? A guy that just wants to bump again.
One would say that is the wrestler.
Boy, the air just came out of this room. Boy, the Safeco field opened up pretty big just now. So yeah, that was awesome. I mean, it was so cool. And then he popped a smile, and that was like the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. This guy was just always serious. Just pop a smirk and go, yep, this is awesome. And I totally missed taking back bumps. So he gets on the mic, like I said, and he says he's alive, and that is it. So good stuff. And everyone was crying their fucking eyes out. So we have another tag team match. The heavyweight tag team titles. War Machine versus the team of Cody and Hangman Page. Why?
Well, yeah, why are they?
I don't know. There's everybody else. Anybody. Fucking, you could have brought Hanma back. Okay? I know he's hurt.
I was about to say, I don't know if...
I would rather see him wrestle fucking War Machine in a
Hanman
cast.
Shibata can come back to give us this is the return match.
That would have been way more interesting to see War Machine not fucking kill these guys and avoid killing these guys than Hangman Page and Cody. And listen, Cody is super awesome here in the States, but in Japan, he's just a guy. He's just Cody. And I mean, let's be realistic here. His name is Cody.
I was about to say that's because WWE owns the rights to the Rhodes name, so at least in his case.
And I mean, Hangman Page, I mean, yeah, but I'll never get the image out of my mind of the reaction he got in Philly that night. Just some dude yelling, "Good one, Adam." That's it. That's pretty much sums up his career and his gimmick.
Yeah, I'll never stop thinking of him as BJ Whitmer's water boy,
So basically, the big story here was the moonsault. If you've been watching the tertiary matches, Hanson finally hits the moonsault, a spot that's been getting slowly built up here. And he scored the pinfall on Adam Page, and that's about it. War Machine retains the belts. They should retain the belts, because who the fuck wants to see Adam Page and Cody as the tag champions?
There was a very infuriating moment in this match where they go for a leg on the rope spot, and I forget what move was hit, but it ends up being with Hangman Page on his back. You see Raymond Rowe roll him over, like roll his body over fully to pin him, but he puts him right against the ropes. He didn't have to roll him over at all. He was on his back already. So someone fucked up that spot. It was basically set up to Cody Rhodes to put his foot on the rope, but that was kind of infuriating.
So the Ring of Honor World Champion is basically cannon fodder in the mid-card to War Machine on a tag match. So that's exactly what I think of the relationship with Ring of Honor. Not much. I don't
think that says not much about Ring of Honor. He's just, what else are you going to do with him at that point? He couldn't be in G1, so...
That's true. So afterwards, the Guerrillas of Destiny came out. Tama Tonga cut a promo. Then the Killer Elite Squad made their return, crushed everybody, and they hold up the belts. And we're going to get a three-way eventually between these three teams. Well, not including Cody and Page.
Yeah,
obviously
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. The actual tag teams here. So Killer Elite Squad make their return, and so Suzuki-gun getting more fucking guys. That's exactly what we needed, everybody. More fucking guys in Suzuki-gun.
Yep.
Great. I can't wait.
Izuka's back too. I really wish I would have watched that. I might watch that later.
That was the next match after this one.
Yeah.
So Izuka made his big comeback. He teamed up with Sabre and Suzuki. So that was a lot of fun to watch that entrance again. It's been a long time since I've seen a guy strike fear into the hearts of the whole fucking crowd. They're all shitting themselves. What the fuck am I supposed to do? So that's about that for the undercard. Nothing else. But a bunch of tag matches going on here and a bunch of storylines being set up for the future. So we'll just get to the finale here. Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito in the G1 CLIMAX 27 finale. A rematch of the B Block finale from last year, the long-awaited B Block finale, which got 5 stars. But nowadays, that ain't shit.
Yeah.
So we've already seen more than that. Rocky Romero mentioned in the beginning of the match how Omega has half Ibushi tights and half Elite tights. And it is, in fact, the Phoenix that was being featured on Kenny Omega's ass.
Yeah.
But it was stylized as the Elite.
Yeah.
But interesting nonetheless. So basically, they did a whole lot of shit here. Naito gave this motherfucker a pile driver on the announcer's table. And here's the thing. I don't know if this was just shoot or if this was planned.
I don't.
Because I heard it was planned.
I don't think it was. Who'd you hear it was planned from?
The Observer said it was planned.
Was it really? Because
I don't know. I don't know how this could have been planned.
It really looked like when he went to push off that the table just slipped and they weren't supposed to land on the floor.
And not only that, but when Naito dropped him, he dropped him like on the edge of the table. Didn't really get any of the fucking middle of the table.
Yeah. And
when Naito got up, he gave this fucking deadpan right at the camera like, fuck.
Yeah.
I screwed that one up.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it was a screw up. It was just an unfortunate accident. Just when he pushed off, it kicked the table out.
I don't know how anybody could fucking plan this.
That doesn't look planned. If it was planned, then that was a really good job.
That was perfectly executed.
And incredibly dumb.
Well, nonetheless, Naito gets his big ECW moment ruined here. He was like, man, I've been seeking for this fucking bullshit spot here with a table, and it's been ruined for me. So, during the match, Omega tried for the roll into the moonsault, but hurts his head in the process. So that's the storyline here. Because of the botch / shoot / whatever you want to call it, Omega was selling the head, and the neck mostly. And kudos to Kevin Kelly here, because you can see him on the camera giving Rocky notes, kind of visually.
He did it in the Ricochet match, too, where he basically you could see him instructing what to say.
Kudos to Kevin Kelly, not only to have the fucking logic, okay? He can't even say it. He has to basically teach this fucker, Rocky Romero, how to be an announcer, which is even more infuriating, because not only do we not like Rocky Romero, but now he's over here being quarterbacked into how to being.
Well, that's kind of how you learn.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like, I don't care about Rocky Romero on commentary. I just don't give a fuck, like, at all. And the fact that Kevin Kelly has to be his quarterback sucks even more. So, back and forth these guys go. They did a whole lot of shit. Too much to even cover. Then we get a spot here where Naito tried for a superplex. And then Omega, I don't know if you're supposed to counter this, but he slipped on the ropes, but he fucking DDT this fucker.
Yeah, that was another one. And it was like, wow, like for two like great workers, there was some real sloppiness in a couple of points.
They were trying a whole lot because
and like real ones where they got lucky twice, where it could have been real bad for both of them.
And you could say that this was this was definitely not planned for the obvious reason that Omega was concerned.
Yeah,
like this fucker hit his head off the top of the post, and Omega was kind of trying to sneak in a couple of "Are you all right? Or you're right? Or right, dude? Like, are you fine? Are you alive?" Thankfully, Naito was not dead, so that was good for that. But instead, Omega then Omega went for a super power bomb, but Naito reversed him in midair, this was awesome.
Yeah,
flawless spot. So it ended up being all right. So Naito tried to go hit a bunch of shit afterwards, but then he pulls out a throwback, goes for the Stardust press, but misses, and he never went for the move again. But he busted out an oldie. Omega follows that up by actually hitting an Omega driver. Listen, J Driller, Omega driver, whatever you want to call it. One of the deadliest fucking maneuvers in wrestling. I like literally, like if I had to kill a guy, that's how I'm killing him.
Yeah.
Okay, with a fucking J Driller. Okay, this move is fucking awesome. It's literally a pedigree. You're driving a guy right into this fucking mat. So Omega goes into a desperation attempt, hits the Dr. Wily Bomb. So another throwback in this match for an extremely close 2 count. Naito hits a Destino literally out of nowhere. The camera was like off somewhere else, and then they had to cut back right away because the Destino was going on. But only gets a 2 count. We see Omega hit another Kreutz Wrath, which is that you were originally thinking of.
Getting all my shit confused.
Can't get
the hell out of this podcast.
Can't get the victory. Hey, these guys didn't do. They weren't flawless in this match either.
Yeah, that's true.
So didn't get him the victory here. Naito responds with another Destino, but does not go for the pinfall, allowing Omega to stay alive here. So Kenny tries to get something going. Naito hits yet another Destino. Omega kicks out. So when Omega kicked out of the third Destino, I'm sitting here going, Omega's not losing this fucking match. There is no way this fucker's losing the match. He just kicked out of 3 Destinos. He's winning this fucker. And then I went, yes. Haha. Omega. Yes. But Naito, being the pro that he is, hits a 4th Destino very quickly. And then I sat back in my chair and I went, yep, it's over. 1, 2, 3. And Tetsuya Naito is your G1 CLIMAX 27 champion, defeating Kenny Omega. And as a Kenny Omega fan and a Westerner, I suppose, this was a little heartbreaking. Not by much, because Naito's awesome.
I mean, a lot of people went in saying that it was either going to be Omega or Okada. I know I was saying that a lot, but when you think about it, it made no sense. Well, not that it made no sense, but it made the most sense for Naito to win, because this is the chip that's been on his shoulder for 4 years now. So he gets that rematch with Okada, this time in the main event that can't be taken. Well, I mean, if he loses defending the G1 thing, the G1 contract,
which he does have to defend.
Yes,
before the
I don't think he'll lose it. I think this will finally be the moment that he should have had in 2014.
Listen, afterwards, I took to social media. I took to Reddit. I took to anywhere I could take to just to kind of wrap my head around what I've just witnessed. Because I was pretty sure they were headed for Kenny and Okada once again. Because Kenny's amazing.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to see him win the fucking belt.
Well, I think that they must have something worked out where he's gonna. I think he's gonna stick around for another year. So I think, and good on them, they're gonna ice this for a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be
it's
evened
been
up.
very hot.
It'll be evened up. I wouldn't be surprised if they hold this off till not this Wrestle Kingdom, but the next Wrestle Kingdom, where Omega might win G1 again, and then they'll bring up the whole thing about the rivalry. We'll have the whole year time elapse.
And see, here's the thing: if you're new to New Japan Pro Wrestling, Naito winning this G1 Climax is not something that just happened yesterday. And they said, "Hey, let's give Naito the win."
No, this is 3 years in the 4 years in the making.
4 years in the making,
Yeah.
since he won the G1 Climax in 2013 and then got screwed out of the main event
And it was
next Wrestle Kingdom.
And it was very apropos that his A Block finale was against Tanahashi, who the finale was in the 2013 G1 Climax. That was his opponent. That's who he beat.
So
that's the guy that's one of the 2 guys who stole the main event from him in the fan vote.
The quote unquote fan vote, which I
Yeah.
don't think there's ever been another one after
There
that.
was one. It was totally rigged for that. I mean, I'm sure at the time it was just because the Nakamura Tanahashi match would have probably been more high profile than the Naito Okada, but it set up this whole, unless they had this whole storyline planned for, which I mean could have been the case, but
hey, with New Japan, I mean, I would have got it, man. They long term like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, they long term so hard. You got to go back and watch shit to figure out why people do shit nowadays.
Yeah.
So basically, I saw the match. I was disappointed because obviously I want Kenny to still be in the title picture, and because obviously he's everyone over here's favorite wrestler, because obviously he represents the English speaking aspect or fan base over here for New Japan Pro
not
Wrestling.
mine. I'm a Naito guy. So.
Well, yeah, there are guys.
I mean,
like
I love
you.
Omega, but I prefer Naito.
Well, I love Omega. Okada's. I've said this before. Okada's the best wrestler on the planet, but Omega's my personal favorite at the moment. But like you said, and like we've mentioned before, this makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a full revolution of being a top star, then having his moment taken away, and then this big fucking
he wasn't
chip
a
on
top
his
star.
shoulder.
He was kind of like a budding star, and he never really had a chance to.
But white meat babyface, let's say.
Yeah.
White meat babyface, he was doing the whole let's get it going thing.
Kissing babies and
Kissing
shaking
babies
hands.
and doing fucking interviews. And then
Kissing hands and shaking babies.
So basically, Naito's story is about to come full circle.
Yes.
And like I said, White Meat Babyface gets robbed of the main event that he rightfully deserved.
Yeah.
And then it's a whole big fucking chip on his shoulder, back to being relevant, super relevant once again, and finally getting the big win that he's needed.
Yeah.
So the Naito story, the Omega story is, like you said, gonna be on ice for a little bit, but it will come back up.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. They're gonna let time It's gonna be big when it happens.
New Japan's booking is not stupid when you really think about it. When things happen later on in the future, you will realize why they happen now.
Yeah.
You'll understand it.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of the New Japan booking, is that they have everything set up, ready to go. And once everything comes together, it will all make sense.
Yes.
So,
and I wouldn't be surprised if Naito goes all the way here.
So that's what I wanted to bring up. So what do you think from now until Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome? What could possibly happen from now until then? Because Naito could lose the briefcase, or Omega could go in as the champion, and we could have another Naito Omega main event, but Kenny's the champion walking in.
No, because I don't think that Omega's going to go on the champion, because another reason why you don't want Kenny to win the G1 Climax is then you basically make the U.S. title irrelevant. Because either...
That is true.
Kenny either has to forfeit it, and then what was the point of putting it on in the first place? Well, I guess you could just prestige and just the hype factor from the beginning while you do that. Or he has to lose it, but then if he loses it, you're immediately placing the guy who beats Omega over Omega and over Okada, because Omega beat Okada, then whoever would have beat him, yeah.
As one of our good friends, favorite words.
And I mean, I'm not always a big into the whole power creep thing, but it would have to happen in fairly quick succession. That it would really.
Unlike a few companies we know, power creep actually exists in this company. If a guy beats another guy, he's in the running for that title shot. So
you can't make the U.S. title irrelevant. So that's another reason why Kenny Omega shouldn't have won this, and why Naito should have won.
And Naito's got a longer story.
Yeah.
His story's way longer, and it's got way more details than Kenny Omega's. Yeah. Kenny's story just started to get going here.
Because Naito's story's been on ice for a while. Now you can put the whole Kenny Okada thing on ice for a little bit. And meanwhile, he can still elevate that U.S. title with whatever he does.
And if there was an interesting photo being taken after this match, Kenny Omega and Ibushi in the back. I believe there was a photo of Ibushi checking up on Kenny. No idea what's going to happen there. Obviously, everyone on the planet wants to see a Kenny Omega Ibushi match, but who knows? They might go right back to the Golden Lovers. Who knows? Because they've yet to do anything together in any sort of aspect in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, very interesting to see the fallout.
Maybe not to the tag league together.
Ooh, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the tag league against the Young Bucks or something. Or maybe a program against the Young Bucks. Who knows?
Maybe.
But New Japan Pro Wrestling...
it would be for the heavyweight tag, so it wouldn't have anything to do with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they really got to get rid of those divisions for the tag. I mean, the tag belts they should just make it the tag belts. I mean, I get the tradition of class weights and all, or weight classes and all that shit, but the Young Bucks should not be wrestling just like Roppongi Vice every fucking month.
Yeah.
So... we'll see where. So that's the end of the G1 Climax 27. Our first one, a lot of fun, a lot of wrestling, but overall, good stuff, good logic, and I can't wait to see. I am genuinely interested to see where all this goes.
Yeah, I mean,
because New Japan's booking is not very easy to figure out.
What do you think is gonna happen?
It's hard. Listen, it's very hard to debate the Naito Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom.
I think Naito's going all the way. I think he'll defend the briefcase as many times as he has to defend it, and he'll win every time. And he's gonna beat Okada, I think.
And as a guy who was rooting for Kenny Omega in that finale, man, the LIJ, the hats, the towels, the merch, it was all over the place.
Yeah,
they were in Naito's corner super hard because Naito. They like Kenny because he's a gaijin and he's very good and he can speak Japanese and all that nice stuff. But Naito basically acts like a gaijin, but he's one of their own.
Yeah.
So it's like total package for them.
I think Naito's probably the most popular.
He is the most popular wrestler in the States and over there.
In Japan,
In Japan. I mean, Kenny's up there and Okada, obviously, but Naito is way more. As seen by that Ring of Honor line that we saw when we went to Philly. This fucking guy was signing autographs all fucking day
Meanwhile,
long.
there were 3 guys for Tanahashi, and you were one of the 3.
Yes.
But here's my prediction for the long-term booking for the IWGP. Well, for the main 3 guys, Okada, Omega, and Naito. I think that Naito's going to defend his briefcase. He'll win the belt at G1, or at G1, at Wrestle Kingdom. him and Omega will meet around Dominion. Omega is gonna win the championship. Okada's gonna win G1. Omega and Okada, with Omega being the champion, going into Wrestle Kingdom. What will it'll be 14, right?
No, 13.
13 is this year.
What?
13 is the one in 17. Or 18.
No, it's 12, dude.
Wasn't 12 the last one?
No, 12's coming up.
Fuck, I got all this shit confused. Well, they'll be rolling into Wrestle Kingdom 2019. Omega the champion, Okada the challenger. Okada wins, Omega signs with WWE. That's my long-term prediction.
What?
Yes.
Omega signs with WWE? I don't want that. I don't like that at all.
Because Omega's going to be, that's probably around when his next contract will come up. He'll have his run. He'll have his run in Japan. He'll have his big high-profile matches. That'll be the finale. You have to end it somewhere. And then the end of the contract, Omega can then go...
Oh, God, no, please. Please don't let him go to the wasteland known as fucking Titan Sports. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Listen, I'm so far beyond done with WWE right now.
Who knows where they'll be? I mean, fucking, they keep doing the same thing. They'll probably be in the same place.
Listen, they'll be in the same place because, listen, all right, we are not Kenny Omega's best friends. Obviously, we don't know him personally, but I would really like the guy to at least try to make New Japan relevant over here, especially because.
Would you say he would make New Japan great again? I mean, it's already great.
Womp womp. But basically, I don't.
I'm not all right, I swear.
I am not interested in anyone signing with WWE at the moment. I don't care.
Obviously, yeah.
Especially Kenny Omega, who's a major cog in this machine at the moment.
But just because you're not excited about it doesn't mean it's not something that'll probably happen.
Listen, if the guy wants to go to because he's racking up injuries and it's a nice payday, that's fine. That's his personal decision. I'll be happy for him nonetheless.
He'll be in his mid-30s by that
I
point.
don't fucking trust WWE with anybody at all. Dude, like, no one can save that company. That company is so far out of reach with everything that it's impossible to like. But looking on at the schedule here in New Japan World, the next thing we have to look forward to is the Road to Destruction. We have Destruction in Fukushima and Hiroshima. Fukushima on September 10th, Hiroshima on September 16th.
There's a 24th show, too.
There is Destruction in Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe. And so we have the Road to Destruction, which will begin September 7th. So we've got a couple house shows going on, and then, of course, the 3 shows. So we get a nice little break from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the both of us, and maybe our good friend Tyson Touloud, who we haven't seen in forever, will make his big return, and we'll sit in our ring and take a couple back bumps like Shibata did. He'll join us for the Mae Young Classic. We have the Mae Young Classic coming up soon. So at least
we'll have stuff to fill the time.
We'll have stuff. We might get into NXT again.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in NXT. I don't know what you've been doing, but
not watching NXT. I've been watching the G1 Climax and the post-conference promos.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing. And we have Mae Young Classic coming up, and then we have maybe Bola. Who knows? Maybe we might do Bola. We're like 3 up. I'm 3 DVDs behind.
The fourth one just came in today.
The fourth, okay. I'm 4 shows behind on PWG, so maybe, but definitely Battle Los Angeles because it's a tournament. And
well, that'll be out after all of this. So that'll be out probably in October. So
let's just say that me and Anthony will start covering tournaments from now on because it's so easy to get into, and there's no storylines.
And after Bola, we'll have the tag league pretty much.
That's
It'll be like a month after that.
So expect a lot of tournaments coming up from the both of us, and of course, Mae Young Classic's the next thing coming up. So until then, G1 Climax, wonderful, and I hope everyone enjoyed it, and especially here on the west side.
You can speak for me. I hope everyone enjoyed it too.
What do you mean?
You said we, and then you corrected and said I. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
Well, I don't know if you want everyone to enjoy it. Who knows? You might be butthurt about some things.
Well, you kind of lied. End the show.
So, all right. So, don't forget to pick up your Naito champion hats at newera.com.
They should have had the whole.
They should have had the merch.
Tetsuya Naito just won the G1 Climax commercials.
Pick up your New Japan DVD right now. They should start selling merch like WWE did a couple years ago. Oh, fucking nerds. Who does that?
I can't wait to get the Kenny Omega B Block Championship shirt.
The most useless use of apparel of all time, making sub champions, making the second place hat, the Western Conference champion. Who the fuck wants that shit?
Yeah,
it should do that. Kenny Omega B Block champion. Hey, have him fucking sign it. Good Lord of mercy. All right, well, with that note, we'll sign off here. That's all the time we got. And we'll rejoin you guys for the Mae Young Classic and maybe, TakeOver.
Yeah,
Takeover. So maybe we'll do TakeOver and we'll put it up. So until then, take care, everybody. See you later.